we have a connection with an A-list actor.
Like, I've read it 3 times and I don't understand it.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to Indie Spunk Unfiltered. I'm Izzy Stevens.
And I'm Beck Benyon.
Such a good, I love your alliteration name.
I love it too. Like, thank
When
goodness.
you married John, were you like, you have the best last name, I will go with you?
Yes. I was picking amongst the lineup and I
know
said you, because your last name ends in B.
Perfect. A great stage name for me.
Yeah, exactly. No, when I was first starting out acting, somebody asked me if I was going to use a stage name, and I was like, why would I? My name is perfect.
Yeah.
It's Beck Benyon.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I would use. I mean, some people asked if I would use my maiden name or, pick a different name.
Yeah.
But my middle name's Dean. It just didn't have the same ring to it.
I think
so.
Rebecca Dean
Yeah, Rebecca
is
Dean,
a great because
yeah.
it's like long,
Yeah,
short.
It's like Olivia Dean.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like Olivia Dean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was 15, I chose my nickname, or maybe I was a bit younger, like 14, Izzy. I was like, Izzy's my nickname, even though for my entire life, my family had called me Belle or Bella.
Right, yeah.
Which was really me just like, I'm just claiming my own identity.
Yes.
And so I really underestimated the impact that Katherine Heigl would have on culture and thought, Izzy Stevens, it's a passing thing. People will forget about it.
No.
I'm Izzy Stevens. That's just a character, but still, it has followed me.
Yeah.
Still, it has. And there's been years where for Halloween I'll get tagged as Izzy Stevens, like with tweens wearing scrubs.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, Izzy Stevens has certainly followed me, and it's funny because sometimes people will be like, "Oh, Izzy Stevens. Oh, I think I have heard of you."
Right,
And I'm
I
like,
know that name.
I know you, right? What have you been in? I'm like, it is possible that you've seen me and stuff, but I'm pretty sure.
You're like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I just thought maybe you have. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever looked at the actual spelling of Isabel Stevens in Grey's Anatomy? It's spelled really weird.
It's actually common. Isobel,
Yeah.
Isobel.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is a common
Oh, is
name
it?
spelling for Isabel. But it's it's unusual, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
I've never seen it before that. I don't know why I was looking that up. Probably because of you.
You're obsessed with
I am
me.
obsessed with you. I Google you almost
Like,
every
let
day.
me Google different variants of her name.
Right, let's see what I can talk about that biography we were writing last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a whole chapter on Isabel Stevens.
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy.
Great.
Because
Play the fame, play
you
the
have
fame.
to. That could be the title of your memoir. Isabel Stevens, not Grey's Anatomy.
That's what I hope I'm remembered for.
Not
is
Katherine
the other
Heigl.
Izzy Stevens.
You gotta just laugh about it.
You have to laugh. I mean, there were times where when I was on TV and I had a Google alert on my name, so I could tell when like articles came out, and it would be about me. And then when my career was not as public and the Google alert would return things about Katherine Heigl, be like, oh, Google alerts come through for Izzy Stevens.
Oh.
Another Grey's Anatomy person talking about their favorite characters and their least favorite characters.
Right,
So I
well-
know a lot about Izzy Stevens, Grey's
Yeah.
Anatomy, Izzy Stevens.
Have you watched Grey's Anatomy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The
so you know,
OG first few seasons really rocked me to my core.
Yeah. That's one of the shows I rewatch often.
Yeah,
actually.
I actually don't. I try to give long distances between
Yes.
rewatches so
Yeah,
that
there's space.
make up in my mind that I've forgotten what happened.
Right, no, same. And I cycle through the same few shows. Like, it usually goes Friends, Grey's Anatomy, New Girl, sometimes Gossip Girl, but only like a couple of seasons, the Twilight saga.
Really?
And then I start Friends over
Yeah.
again. and
Nice.
then,
Nice.
Yeah. So it's like years in between.
Yes.
But one of those shows is always playing especially if I'm working and I just need some background noise and I don't want it to be music because I'll get distracted.
Yeah.
I put on one of those shows.
I love that music distracts you, but narrative.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. It like makes me focus more.
Yeah. I like having something on as well. Us entrepreneurs, we work, a lot by ourselves at home. And I'll say lately, Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. This obsession with Shark Tank is great.
I cannot believe it took me so long to get on the Shark Tank bandwagon. It's
crazy.
really addictive and so fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, we could do a Shark, we don't have to talk too much about
We
it.
could do a
but
whole Shark Tank episode.
I have a lot of thoughts and feelings and theories.
So,
So
I'm so excited. You finally saw Hamnet last
I did.
night.
I saw Hamnet yesterday.
And we must discuss.
And it was amazing because I got to see it. It was a special screening put on by Focus Features. They had the creative team also there for a Q&A afterwards. So they had Chloe Zhao, Jessie Buckley, they had 3 of their producers there, and the costume designer and the set decorator. And what an incredible team. And the thing that I really took away from this, obviously we'll talk about the film, but what I loved about the Q&A was how evident it was that Chloe set the tone of the actual filming and the set with, I want everyone to feel like they can participate in the creative execution no matter what your role is. So everyone felt, and that's what everyone talked about, this like one of a kind experience on when they were filming and on set, and just the kind of ecosystem that was very unique to it that helped them. For instance, they built the theater. The theater in the round, right? Yeah. The Globe. They built it completely, like it was, you know, a fabricated set, and it was this beautiful, like very historically accurate creation. And then they brought in all of these cranes, and they were shooting with these big, you know, pieces of machinery, and they shot one day with all the cranes. And then Chloe went to the producers and went, hey, these feel like they're invading. These big pieces of machinery are like invading the space. They feel really inorganic. Can you get rid of them? And I know you spent a bunch of money on them. Ooh. And they went, okay. And then the next day they came in, all gone. And the DP basically shot all of those scenes from a ladder. Wow. And so that's how much they cared about the impact that machinery has, that, you know, setting the tone on set, which I thought was really beautiful.
It's very cool.
You know, it's such a feminine way to approach a set that I think makes something so special, because it wasn't just about like, we got to get the shot. It was about how we feel when we get the shot and what kind of story are we telling. Yeah. So loved. Okay. Did you read the book? I forget.
I have not read the book. No.
Okay. So as always, when you read a book, you have such a, like an intimate experience. And it's so detailed. The world is so detailed. The world is quite expanded. The film is told. The film's story is told linearly, right? The narrative is linear. Right. So when they meet, and then they, you know, also if spoiler, like we should probably just say that up front. Like
if you haven't watched it yet, skip ahead a little bit.
And we'll try and put in the show notes when we stop talking about Hamnet, so you can skip ahead, because I hate spoilers so much that yesterday I found myself. David was about to say something about the trailer, and I was like, oh wait, I know what happens. Like, I'm so spoiler averse. So yes, spoilers probably coming. So the film is shot linearly, or told linearly, and the book, the narrative is not.
Oh, okay.
There were things about the way that the story was told in the book that I really liked much more, and there was a lot more of an expansion of the world. Like, you know, Agnes is becomes sort of like the town witch, the town medicine woman, and there's people visiting all the time with their ailments. And you don't see any of that in the film. You don't see her impact on other people in the film as much. Also in the book, William, which I love this, that in the book they don't say his name the whole time. They call him the Latin tutor, and then they call him her husband. And it's really cool because she is the focal point. She's still the focal point mostly in the film as well, but the film skips ahead anytime that he's gone in the film. Right. So like he goes away back to London, and then they skip ahead to when he returns. But really you feel his absence so much in the book, and that impact is so incredible on the reader, because you really feel her isolation and her longing and her pain. And I felt like I felt her so much more. Jessie Buckley, brilliant. Just incredible. Absolutely.
Nailed it.
She deserved that nomination. And I'm so excited to see what happens. She was beautiful. Beautiful performance. Didn't think Paul Mescal got there as much. But we could talk about that. I don't know. Just he also had a beautiful performance.
Yes.
But Jessie was otherworldly. She was incredible, and she felt so authentic. So yes, I loved it. I loved the film, but I loved the book.
I'm gonna read the book.
I forgot to bring it to you. I should have brought it today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll bring it next time.
Yeah, I really want to read the book because that sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I loved Jessie Buckley's performance. Truly otherworldly. I think that you could feel it down to her bones. Like
lived and breathed.
There are truly no words.
She was so organic in it.
The scream in grief,
which in the book is actually his scream.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so interesting. Wow.
It's something along the lines of the scream that left his mouth she remembered until long after his death in her old age. Like she remembers the pitch and the reverberation of it.
Wow, so interesting.
So interesting. When she screamed, I was like, oh, is he gonna scream too? Because that's what it says in the book. Also, not only was there no mention of William Shakespeare in the book, but no mention of the texts. There wasn't the fact that Hamnet, the boy, wanted to be on the stage and was rehearsing these lines and they were play acting. None of that's in the book. Okay. It was very removed from what he was actually doing. And I found that very distinct and interesting. Yeah. So, of course, they brought it in because, people want to see a little bit of the Shakespeare stuff. And it's a biopic in some ways.
And I think they only mentioned his name
one time.
Yeah, one time.
When they were coming to the town.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of the things that were told that I was excited to see visually that didn't end up landing in the film. So the way that, do you remember the puppet show? So the in the book, they actually tell the story about how the pestilence, like there were 2 reasons that the pestilence found Judith. And these are the 2 things that had to occur for that to happen. And then they go back to this boy who was on this ship that's carrying cargo, and then he has to go ashore, and a monkey climbs on his back, and he becomes friends with this monkey. And then the man that owns the monkey is like, "You must pay me." And he's like, "No, I don't have any money." But he pulls the monkey off of this boy, and a flea attaches himself to his collar that he then brings onto the ship.
Okay.
So there are these little details that are, and then all of the men on the ship start dying from the plague, and so there were these things I was like, oh, I'm so excited to see that. And I said to David, I predict that in the first 5 minutes we will see a monkey. Because I thought that they would pull, I was reading the book thinking how would I adapt this? How would I, and so I was like, that would make sense as a cold open before we are brought to the family how the pestilence arrives. But yeah, no, I mean, it was beautifully shot. I loved that gorgeous coloring.
Stunning. Her laying down amongst the trees in the red and then just the green around her. So beautiful.
Yeah. Masterful work from all. The
perfect
design
movie.
was really good. Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah. I love Chloe Zhao. I mean, even Steven Spielberg was saying that compared to his sets, Chloe's was so calm and so artistic and so peaceful and so feminine and just really beautiful. And he was so impressed by her and the way that she worked. And I just think what a dream that would have been to be just
involved in that.
And just to be a fly on the wall on those conversations. And it seems like from the interviews that I've listened to with Jesse and with Paul and their collaboration and then their collaboration with Chloe, it just felt so open and loving. And I think it was a couple of times Chloe just told Paul and Jesse just to play and see what happens. And I think actually that's where the scream came from. It wasn't written in the script. It was Jesse really wanting to kind of experiencing that grief of a mother, of losing a child and going through that. And there's this interview that I have to find that I'll put in the show notes that she talks about that moment specifically, and it was just really beautiful about how they came up with that. And I even think in one of the scenes when Paul or Will is drunk, Chloe was like, "Have a couple beers, Paul. Let's see what happens."
That's the right way to go.
And Paul was like, "I've never done that before. I'd never, never even thought to do that." But Chloe was so open.
Well, usually you're not really supposed to.
Right, you're not supposed to do that. But it was
wouldn't stop me though.
Right. I think they had done a few takes already, and they were just saying, we just want to see what happens. And that's the take and the shots that they went with was when he was actually a little bit tipsy, which I thought was really interesting. And just to feel comfortable doing that and to feel safe in those environments doing that, because as actors you really do have to protect yourself from those things. And you wouldn't just do that with any director, but it seems like they just felt such a connection to it. And I also love an interview that Paul did where he said he was so in the story and so in the family that the days that he didn't have to be on set, he would try to get there, and Chloe would say, "Paul, we don't need you today. You don't have to be there." And he was like, "Well, what about my kids? What about my wife?"
Yeah, I mean, they're my family.
But I gotta.
What do you mean? My family needs me every day.
Exactly. So what a magical film, and you can just feel it when they talk
you can
about
absolutely
it. And I
feel
bet
it.
in that room last night, you could just really
everyone.
feel it.
Yeah. The fun fact I wanted to share with you was they were talking about Jessie. She had just come off of another film, which I've.
The Bride?
Yes. The costume designer Malgosia Terzanska. Yes. Okay. So she talks about Jessie Buckley coming in and having this big energy from The Bride. She had this really intense big energy, and it was so funny hearing her say that. And Jessie was like, so good.
cute.
And how Jessie found her way into Agnes through the fittings.
Oh yeah.
And how every fitting was a layer deeper into finding Agnes. And when it came back to Jessie talking about that experience for her, she said, you know, these costumes do something to you. That first corset that you see her wearing in the beginning of the film is made of tree bark.
Whoa.
She said that does something to you.
Yes, that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I mean, yeah, what a shift from The Bride to to Hamnet. Such
Massive.
a difference, which The Bride looks great with Christian Bale. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I think they've only released the like really quick 10-second teasers, but I'm already hooked. I'm dialed into that. Really excited for that. But wow, what an amazing film. And I'm so glad you got to see it.
Yeah.
And it's my best picture. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
but
yeah. I think...
I don't think it's going to.
No, I have a feeling it's going to be One Battle.
Which is also deserving.
Oh, yeah. Love that movie.
Loved it so much.
Also, the other thing was when the producers were talking about... Because it was one of the lead producers that had actually optioned Hamnet.
Oh, okay.
So she works, her and her producing partner work closely with Sam Mendes, who's also on the team, or the producing team. And they talked about that last night. You know, why didn't... I don't know if they asked explicitly, like, why didn't Sam Mendes direct this? But it got brought up. It was like, you know, it could have been logical because he also has so much to do with Shakespeare law and like this experience and relationship with Shakespeare. But in that reason, that's actually why he was wrong for it. It needed, you know, Chloe didn't have that in her repertoire, and it needed those fresh eyes, and this wasn't about Shakespeare.
Right,
you know?
no, it wasn't.
And I thought that was really interesting for them to say that's exactly why, you know, it's not always having the most experience or having the most, and he also was like, yes, I'm this isn't my project. And that's how they kind of found their way to Chloe. But it was interesting to hear them say that. And I always think that it's important to highlight that, you know, it's not always like the most experienced is the right man for the job or woman for the job.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if you find the material,
it's your angle, it's your perspective.
Right. And Chloe has such a unique perspective in everything that she does.
I
I mean, Eternals was not critically acclaimed of the Marvel universe, but it is one of my favorite movies of all time because I think she just did an incredible job.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good. And people really hate on Eternals, but I thought it was so well done. And it has a lot to do with Chloe and her perspective. And bringing someone in, I think, from outside of the Marvel universe and outside of the typical, you know, male director of those films, I think it just is such a standout superhero film.
Yeah.
Where you like, I never thought I would say that a superhero film is one of my top movies of all time, but that film is really good. And I rewatch it almost every year.
Oh my God, so good.
It's so good. Oh, well, I'm so glad you got to see it finally. I'm so happy.
Me too.
Such a good
Loved it.
Such a good film.
Should we get into questions?
Yeah, let's get into questions.
Okay, so we had over the last few weeks a few questions come in about James on Rage, which is the feature film that we're in development on right now to shoot in Q4 of this year. Q4?
Yeah.
Early Q4?
Late Q3, early Q4.
Yeah, something like that. And so we thought we would kind of amalgamate some of these questions because they were all sort of similar and talk a little bit about how we're going in development, what we're doing right now, the film itself, and investors or funds and all sorts of fun things. So thank you for bringing your questions to us.
Yes.
And as always, please keep them coming. We have the form in our show notes and everything is anonymous, so we don't know who is submitting, but we really love reading your questions and answering them. So yes.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see what is on people's minds, and a lot of times it's the similar ideas and thoughts and feelings, and especially what's going on just in the industry, and it's a very like moment in time view into how people are feeling. So
Yes.
put them in the show note, or put them in the
show notes.
show notes.
Yeah, put them in the form.
Yes.
Yes.
It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple, so you can find it everywhere.
Everywhere.
Beautiful.
Okay, what's James on Rage about?
You should say that. Because
Go.
you go. What's James on Rage about?
Okay, so this is a psychological thriller. It is very rare that I ever meet a fragile woman. But a lot of the time we actually see a woman's pain kind of flattened into one-dimensional through like a sentimental moralizing lens. So I really disagree with that. I'm like, that is not what I know of women and women survivors, is like the spunk and the humor that they walk the earth with, the absolute like swagger of survivors is what I see in women a lot of the time. And I feel like this is such a response to that is, you know, James on Rage is a psychological thriller. It's about a fugitive cult survivor who is pulled back to the isolated desert where it all began when the sister that she thought she killed 15 years ago resurfaces and invites her to a family wedding. Dun, dun, dun. I really do feel like the logline has to end in a dun, dun,
No, it does.
dun.
Yeah,
For
truly.
sure.
Yeah.
So it's a wild ride. It's very twisty. It's very complex web of relationships and psychological dynamics at play. And it's a really fun ride. Yeah.
It's one of those films where for most of the film, you feel like you've got it figured out.
You're like, I know exactly what's going on.
I know these people. I know who's who.
But you don't
And
know
then
anything.
You
don't fucking know.
And it's like, it's the best part of watching films. It just makes you, it's so satisfying. And so like, you feel like you've been gotten, but then it's like, oh, I'm so glad they got me.
Yeah, they got me. They got me.
I'm so glad. Unpredictable, but very grounded in the genre of psychological thrillers. And yeah, I think people are just going to be really drawn to it. And the people who have read it already have said it's as original as ever.
We'll talk about that. But it's queer, it's punk rock, it's
Very punk
feminist,
rock.
it's, basically like a big rock and roll smack in the face. It's fun, and it's pretty dark and twisty.
Yes.
Which is just like my mind. People wouldn't expect that, but, when they made me like, you're so positive and optimistic and
Right.
sweet. And I'm like, you don't know.
You have no idea what's
I'm
happening.
bad. I'm a bad bitch. Although I am very positive,
You are, yes.
very optimistic.
You can be
but I'm
multidimensional.
bad.
You're multidimensional.
Yeah,
Just
are we
like
all?
the women in this film.
Are we all? Exactly. What you see on the surface is not at all what's happening underneath the surface for all of us, for every single person.
every single
Yeah, and that's what I
person.
want to see more of on screen. It's like what you see is not what you get. You know, there's always some layers deeper into our psyche and what's going on underneath the surface. This is set in the desert. The blistering, relentless heat beating down on our characters. And it's really I would say like a visceral portrait of what happens when your body remembers what your mind tried to forget.
Yes.
It's, so that's what the film's about. That's what James on Rage is about. And James is the titular
Character.
She's spunky and fucking great. And I love her. And
Joined by two other women.
then we've
three
got
other women, a
three.
dude.
We've got 4 main characters that identify as women, and then a lovable dude. And it's about all of them and their journey together to remember what happened.
And it's really all of them going through their own survivor's journey.
So true, yeah.
They've all been through things deeply traumatic in their own unique ways, and it's how they've grown up and how it's been kind of shown in the way that they live their lives, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they hold on to whether it's spirituality or lack thereof. It's the way that they interact with the world and feel different varying levels of being open or exposed to other people or the world around them, and just kind of the masks that they wear and whether or not they're able to strip those masks. Can't wait for people to see it.
I can't wait either. I can't wait to make it because I know it's going to change. I mean, it's already changed so much, and I know that's one of the questions. But that's one of the best things. I mean, even the other night I was having a long conversation with someone in my life who had just read it, and even the conversation with them really opened my eyes up to how people will have different interpretations of things, and I just love that. I mean, that's why I make films too. It's not because I want everyone to have the same experience. It's like you will interpret this differently. Some people will be mad about it. Some people will love it.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. And people will relate to each character so differently. I think some people will hate one character and love the other, and vice versa.
For sure.
And
Oh, baby, can't wait.
I can't wait. And just to be able to see whoever we cast bring this to life as well is going to change and shift things and bring it to life in ways that I don't think we can even imagine at this point. But it's going to be very cool to see.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is, are you making your feature this year? What's your plan?
Yes. Yes.
Full stop.
Yes, period. End of sentence. We are making it this year. The plan is to get it funded in the next couple of months, which we are on track to do. Go into pre-production late summer and then head into production
Around September.
October timeframe. We have really great executive producers attached who have been wonderful, who continue to support us and champion us and the film. We're talking to as many people as we can, from actors to key crew. We have a DP. We have we have creatives who we're talking to who are likely going to be part of the film. We're on the casting beginning kind of the casting journey at the moment with tapes and reaching out to talent. And it's all just kind of working in sync with one another. The thing that I think we have really learned over the last year plus is it's not just a to-do list of one thing after another, and like when this gets done, then you can move on to the next thing, and then the next thing. You really have to be working simultaneously. Obviously, there are things that, you know, rely on other things to happen.
Yeah.
But for a lot of the different departments and the aspects of making a film, it really does happen quite in sync and simultaneously. And,
Yes. We're kind of like octopi with
Yes.
so many tentacles reaching out to
So
so many
many.
different areas.
Yep.
A lot is happening simultaneously. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it would take years and years and years if that wasn't happening.
Oh, for sure. No, and I think that's also why, I mean, things get stuck in development. Anyway, we can go down that rabbit hole, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think our mindset has been really just one foot in front of the other. We get, I mean, like we talked about a few episodes ago, we get rejections all the time, but it's moving forward through those rejections, and that's really the main priority of
There's
our
like
plan.
a yeses.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, which I think is important. I mean, obviously I'm a subconscious mind freak, addict, science freak.
Love it.
Lady. Science freak lady. And yeah, I think, you know, because I keep thinking about that whole episode we did on talking about rejection, and I think it's really important to, yes, normalize rejection, but also not get used to, not like expect it.
Yes.
I think we have like a Delulu sort of approach to rejection, which is like, you said no, but you mean not now.
Exactly.
You said no, but you meant not in that way. You said no, but it meant that you want us to circle back. Like that's how we see rejection.
Yes.
And instead of like a full stop, oh, we were rejected, it's, oh, that's great. So, and this is the next question I kind of just want to dive into, because I feel like we're naturally going there. How has the project evolved since you started pitching it last year? And so one of the things that happened was that, and like this is an example of how we take a no or a I didn't like that into a yes. We have a connection with an A-list actor. She's wonderful and sweet, and she loved the pitch, and so she was open to reading the script. So she read the first draft of the script last year, and we had a call to talk about it, thinking that she was going to be like, okay, this is great, I'm going to help you with X, Y, and Z. We get on the phone and she says, I didn't like it. I didn't understand it. It was confusing. I didn't know who was who. What's this about? What's that about? Didn't get it. And
She's like, I've read it 3 times.
I've read it 3
and I don't understand it.
And then, right, because we truly did not get how much she didn't get it.
Right.
We said on that call, okay, well, thank you so much for your feedback. Who do you think we should reach out to, based on thinking that she was going to hook us up with a connection? Like, okay, now we're in these conversations together. She's obviously invested. She's read it 3 times.
Right. Because this is where kind of the Delulu comes in, is like we never expect a rejection. We always expect a win.
Yeah, a win. So we're still, I'm like, I don't take any of it personally that she didn't.
Not at all.
Also, it's not the first time I've been told that my work is confusing. My work is on purpose. There are pieces of confusion around it until things come together. So sometimes the puzzle doesn't fit for everybody. But this was I also have to acknowledge, like, I want the majority of people to understand the puzzle, right?
Yes,
like, I don't want to alienate my audience at all. And so I'm certainly a writer and director that veers on the side of less information. I'm not the spoon feed gal. Like, I'm not going to give you a flashback to something that you just heard 5 minutes ago when that happens and stuff. I want to just
We're
bang
working
my head up
under the
against a wall.
assumption that the audience are intelligent.
You're smart. You know what the fuck's happening.
Yeah.
But in this case, she was right. Anyway, the story, before I go into that, we said to her, who else should we speak to? Who should we reach out to? Thinking she was going to hook us up with a connection. And she says, a writer.
Should probably get a writer on this.
She's like, probably a writer. Like, that's how much she was like, this needs work. Like, I don't get it at all. Like, you need to speak to someone who can fix the script, right? Yeah. And so, humbly, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I went, that based on that and a couple other things that we had conversations with, we had a lot of conversations where people loved it, but of course you definitely remember the more critical conversations. And so
there was one other email that said
from a production company that I have a close relationship with, and they said something about, looking for something more grounded. And I was like, that's so interesting. I thought this was grounded. You know what? We have been pitching this all year, and it has been a minute since I revisited the script. Let me have a look at this. Knowing that the pitch, and we talk about this all the time, but pitching it for about 9 months last year really clarified what the script needed in my mind, what I thought it was, honestly. And I'm never one to shy away from being like, what can I learn here? How can I actually get better? How can I improve this? How can I improve myself? How can I use this to up-level my skills? Not see it as a judgment of who I am or how I am, but instead, I want to make sure that this does land. And so even though we had people be like, we love this is great, and it's really interesting and twisty, and some people really got it.
Yes, yeah.
I was like, you know what? I want to make sure that this is the most marketable piece of art. Art and market, together, baby. We make baby. So I went into deep rewrites and completely restructured. Actually, it wasn't a complete restructure, but it wasn't it was an alchemization, I would say, and a synthesis of what is really important about the story. I cut 11 locations. We got rid of a ton of, trimmed a lot of the fat, came back to character development, deep character development, using all of the tools that had already supported me for years, just found a deeper conversation in the narrative, in the script, and the characters, and also grounded the psychological elements even further. And it was a painful writing process because I was so busy at the time, and I had to just continuously silence my phone and be like, they're just going to have to wait. They're just going to have to wait. They're just going to have to wait.
We were teaching fast track at the same time.
We were teaching fast track. I also had active clients, and they're always the people that I will get back to regardless. My clients were basically the only people hearing from me at that time, you and my clients. Everyone else, I was like, I can't talk. And then emerged from that feeling so proud of myself. I actually think I know that this is the best thing I've ever created.
It's so good.
And I'm so grateful that I went through the process of pitching it and then went through the process of rewriting it, but also that I didn't not pitch it, even though maybe it wasn't perfect at the time, because it led me there. It led us to have a deeper understanding of what the story needed. We sent it to our A-list actor friend who loved the pitch, hated the script, and she reread it, and she was
loved it.
So effusive with her compliments.
Yes. Yeah.
She said, this is a story that is as original as ever. The characters are so specific, are really interesting. She loved reading it. She was so complimentary, and it was very cool to have that, to just have that evolution, not let her criticism early mean anything, but instead give us insight and use it as data to deepen and make better something, because we can always improve.
Right. It was really so kind of her to be so honest from the jump.
Agree.
I mean, she could have so easily said, oh yeah,
it was nice. Anyway, bye.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful when people are just candid about how they feel about things.
Yeah.
We don't always have to agree with them. And we definitely got some comments that, that we had comments while pitching it that weren't necessarily things that I was going to implement. We're like, it's not quite, but that's okay. Thank you so much. But
and I think it goes back to understanding, because we've understood the story, I think, from the jump. And so when we've gotten the feedback, it's really when we've gotten the feedback from the actor, from the production company, we knew in our gut they're right. That is what we should do. And similarly, when somebody says something that's really not matching the story, or it doesn't fit the vibe, in our gut we know, no, that's not right.
That's not right. But let me understand where you're coming from.
Right.
Because really the point of feedback isn't for you to go and change things.
No.
The point of feedback is for you to alchemize it into the purpose of the story. And that, I'm so grateful that we went on that journey last year, because not only did that inform how I wanted the script to be, but also because I remember calling you after we had that. It was about a month after we got the email from that production company, and I was like, I haven't stopped thinking about this word they used, grounded. I haven't stopped thinking about that. And there are some changes I want to make. And I started telling you about the changes, and you're like, yes.
Yeah, exactly. I think those were my words, exactly.
I think that was exactly what I mean. Verbatim. With the side note, did you hear that Matthew McConaughey has trademarked his all right with a specific, so that the AI doesn't take it.
Good for him.
So they said something along the lines of, two short syllables and then one that has a sing song. Like the way that they
so
like
funny.
map out with words. All right. Like goes up at the end.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so funny. Anyway.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So the project has evolved considerably, but we are also still in talks with a lot of the people that we began conversations with last year. In fact, one of our new EPs who's just joined the project, I had 3 meetings with him last year. The first meeting was not about the project at all. It was just a catch up. The second, and this is someone I've known for years who's wonderful and in the film industry and, you know, very credible, active participant of the film industry. And he, we just had a catch up. The second one I mentioned that I was writing this, we were pitching this project. The third one, it was a very explicit, like, hey, I want to actually have a conversation with you about coming on board this. And so now they're on board and they're connecting us to some people. And it's just, you know, these things do take time, but they take less time if you plant the seeds. And we have been planting seeds. I mean, I've been planting seeds for years.
For a long time.
And you and I have been planting seeds for like 18 months now together. So it's now it's about to be spring.
Yeah, exactly.
The fruit is bearing.
We've watered the seeds. They're about to bloom.
They're growing.
Yeah, they're growing. Even when we don't see them grow, they're growing.
Yeah.
And it's really, it's a beautiful process. And I think that we've learned so much because the script has evolved. Our pitch has also evolved and we've fallen, I mean, personally, I think speaking, like I've fallen in love with each of the characters in different ways along the journey. And I'm just really proud of where we've gotten to.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Very excited.
We were just reading an application this morning that we applied for last year as well, and we're doing it again. And it's so interesting and funny to read our responses last year because
so much has changed.
So much has changed. Stayed the same as well. But I think the vision of what we had was kind of limited a year ago.
I think we were guessing.
Yes.
I think there were some things that we were guessing at, which you kind of naturally have to do in the early stages of development.
Because it was like month 1, really, of active pitching.
Yeah, we had just decided that we were going to do the feature.
It was right after we went to Sundance. Yeah, it was very early days. So we were guessing a lot. We weren't sure of how some things would play out.
For instance, you know, one of the things on the application was, this might be a co-production with Australia. Like we were just sort of kind of going, well, that could work, or we could do that, or maybe. And, you know, we have a very defined pathway now. And I mean, there are still some things up for debate and question and ways that I would like to shoot things, but will they work in a production sense or, you know, financial sense? There are still question marks, but we have very defined pathways now that that we didn't have last year.
Yeah, I feel a lot more confident in our answers this year.
Yeah. Where are you at now with your feature film? I think we just spoke on that.
Yeah, I feel like we got that one.
Yeah, we got that. I mean, we're in development, which is sort of like a fancy way of saying, I guess it's like early pre. I mean, I'm having, my DP and I, we are testing lenses. We're talking, how do we want the feel, the look, to the experience of the cinematic quality, the lenses.
Starting to get quotes from department heads.
We're getting quotes from department heads. We're having conversations with other heads of department to bring them on. We're having conversations with some talent. We have
getting them on
tapes happening right now. We are having a lot of funding conversations. We have meetings set over the next couple months.
We're heading to South by Southwest.
We're heading to South by Southwest. And I have a client there with their film there, which is really exciting.
And a partner there with his pilot.
Yes. Yep.
Very
Lots
exciting.
of very cool things happening. So that's where we're at. Every day we make strides. Every day is an email or a follow-up or a call or a meeting or something that we move the needle on. And then I'm also having very vivid dreams, which is why I know that we are headed into production, because I'm starting to I had this crazy dream the other night about being on set, not for the film, but being on set and like directing these 2 actors in this almost like romantic, soft, kind of European, kind of 60s vibe. And they were like, we love this, but this isn't the script. And I was like, oh wait, what do you mean? And then I looked at the script and it was like a Wes Anderson style comedy that I'd written.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, well, we're throwing that away. We're doing this. We only have a day to shoot it. We're not shooting that. That's bullshit. We're shooting this. And it was
Like, this could actually happen.
yeah, exactly. I think I'm preparing. I can tell that I'm
Yeah.
like on a visceral, like on a subconscious level,
Yes.
preparing myself to shoot this, which usually happens before shooting when I'm like, that's how I also know it's happening, which
Yeah.
is really cool because my body knows. My body's like, let's start
Yep.
the nervous system preparation.
Totally. The physical preparation for being on set for long days.
Yep.
Like, I'm really focusing. That's a big goal of mine this year, is to really get into the physical shape to have the energy and endurance for, 12-hour set days if we
Yeah.
need to. Because that's a big part that I think a lot of people don't think about, or, they just kind of put that on the back burner.
Yeah.
And it's really important for me, at least, to just have that strength and physical ability to be able to show up as my best self and not have to worry about it when we're there. Like, I don't want to have to worry about like my feet hurting or being sore or, dumb things like that. Like, I want to be so prepared, so healthy, in the best mental space possible going into this.
100%. Because we're going to be exhausted.
Exactly.
I
Like,
love it.
I was like, yeah,
I
I
remember
that type of exhaustion
It's the best.
so satisfying.
I remember shooting Occupation 1, and it was after a few years I hadn't worked as an actor, and I was on this set as a lead in this film that was, premiering internationally, and then it was on Netflix, and it was like I woke up every day on 4 hours sleep like this.
Yeah.
And for you not watching on YouTube, literally my alarm would go off and say it was like a call time at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there was someone downstairs waiting for me to pick me up from my hotel.
Yep.
I awoke with a smile. It literally every single day I was like, bing, a big smile on my face.
Yep.
And it's almost like when you're in that headspace, exhaustion does not touch you.
No,
I was
it
not
doesn't.
tired.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
not getting. We were shooting such long hours and days in freezing cold weather and in Victoria, in Queensland, in Australia, and I was so happy. And I know that's what will happen here. It's like a smile on my face. Everything's going wrong and I'm smiling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had that exact experience last year on a set that every day I woke up so excited. I was like cooking chili for the
I remember
for the
you.
crew, and so like every day, maybe getting 5 hours of sleep, and just the best feeling.
Such a
just
good
being
feeling.
on set and
love it.
doing what you love, and
Can't wait.
it's gonna be so fun.
Can't wait to do it with you, babes.
Oh no.
Okay, what is your funding strategy? How are you getting funds?
Funding strategy is going to independent investors as well as film adjacent financiers. So we have a couple of meetings with those folks in a couple of weeks. And then we're also looking at grants. So it's a multifaceted strategy, I think pretty common for the indie film space. But we're also just trying to think outside the box as well. It's talking and educating people who are not necessarily in the film space about investing and what film investment looks like, and how it can be mutually beneficial. We did a lot of education last year. That was our big focus. And so it's circling back to those people and, reminding them that this is what we're doing. And I think now, knowing what we know and kind of getting into strides of hiring and bringing on attachments and things like that, we are in the position to go back to those people and talk to them and, get final commitments, sign on the dotted line. So multifaceted approach.
Very much a creative funding strategy.
Yes. Yeah.
And did we mention fiscal sponsorship?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So
we're
we've got
fiscally
like
sponsored.
a tax deductible way for people to give money and support the film, and also investors. And this is not a call for investors.
Correct.
Because our lawyer said
Yes.
we have to say that.
Yes.
Because when this is educational.
Yes, this is purely educational. We are not
Yes, we are not
asking for investors. We're looking for investors
on this platform.
On this or publicly
at all. No, those are private conversations.
Yes. Our community focus.
But you are welcome to give a tax deductible donation.
Yeah, our community focused funding strategy is through our fiscal sponsor, Cinematographer Actors, who are wonderful.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in supporting the film, you can do so.
And get a tax deductible receipt for your donation.
And it's really smart to do it in Q1 because you can plan for it instead of waiting until the end of the year. So.
Very true. We can put that in the show notes.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes, the link. If you have any company matches, make sure you use those.
Yeah, if you have a company corporate match, your donation goes so much further, babes.
So much further. You can support independent artists and independent film.
Amen.
Yeah.
So that's our funding strategy. Yes, it's a multifaceted. There's a lot of different kind of nooks and crannies to it, and it will continue to evolve.
And if you're interested further, to reach out to us, because we do have our fast track program that we will be relaunching.
Yes,
soon.
very soon, which is all about helping you get investor ready in 90 days. And it's super effective. Our people that went through fast track last year had such great results.
Yeah, they're in such a good position for investment right now. So yeah, reach out to us if you're interested in that.
Yes, we will be launching that soon. I'm so excited. Okay, final question. How are you deciding who to talk to about the project? Who are you reaching out to right now?
Right now, I feel like it kind of shifts depending on our focus for the week, really.
That's true, yeah.
But we're mainly focused right now on talent and people who would be interested in financing.
Yes, those are the two major conversations that we're having. I'll start my search for my AD soon, but I think that's also why I haven't done that yet, is also because we still need to figure out 100% where we're shooting, and we're sort of straddling two different plans right now. I know which one I really would like, but it also depends on financing and stuff like that. So we might shoot in New Mexico, which obviously has the rebate. You would get a really great kind of rebate for shooting in New Mexico, but I see this being shot in Joshua Tree and partially either Los Angeles or New Mexico, so it could still be that way. But yes, that's something that is important for me to find, is the perfect fit AD. And then, yeah, mostly we're talking to people who would be interested in financing or funding conversations. We have a few meetings set right now. We have some people that we're following up with. So that's like the dominant conversation. And then also talent is the dominant conversation. There's a couple roles that we're really ready to fill right now in order to take those back to some of these financing conversations. So there's just like such a funny kind of strategy that you kind of flip between these two in development, I think.
Yeah, I think early days we really were looking at our networks holistically to figure out who to reach out to, and we really cast a wide net, and now we're really getting into more focused conversations, more focused. I mean, we have lists of people, and just like the one production company that we had kind of manifested last year and ended up speaking to them and having a meeting with them. It's people like that we're kind of like writing down and seeing, okay, how can we get connected to them? What who can we reach out to, not necessarily to come on board to the film or work on the film, but how can they connect us with somebody else that may be in their network?
100%. Yeah. So good. I'm so excited.
It's so exciting.
Okay, my ick. I guess it's not like super ick. I don't want to be mean. It just makes me giggle. It makes me giggle when I'm like chatting with someone and I'm like, hey, do you want to go out for a coffee? And they say, I don't drink coffee, as a response to my invitation.
Yes.
Which is funny because I feel like don't we use coffee? Maybe it's just not very nice of me to not be inclusive in that way. But how dare I not say coffee or tea like you do? But I just feel like it's too many syllables. Sometimes I'm really in a rush and I'm like, hey, just like, let's have a coffee.
No, and I feel like most people would take that and say, a casual drink that's not alcoholic.
Yes, that was my point.
Meaning.
Exactly. Like a coffee means an hour.
Right.
A coffee is like an hour, 90 minutes max. Whereas a lunch.
And in person too.
And in person.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So I think we should just all get over ourselves. If you don't drink coffee, I get it. I love alternative options as well. Matcha, tea, water, sparkling water, a wine, whatever you like.
Right. Whatever you want.
But I don't drink coffee should never be the response.
No, it should not.
Unless I've explicitly been like, what coffee do you want?
Right.
But then still the response could be, hey, is there tea?
Right. Like,
is there tea? It's not a big deal, but it just makes me
little,
giggle.
Yeah, little.
What about you? What's yours?
Giggly. Well, I couldn't find it. I thought I wrote one down, but I am going to say that my ick this week is people. I don't want to get political. I was going to say something about Bad Bunny, but
Go on.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. My ick this week is people being upset that the halftime show wasn't in English.
Oh, that's so annoying.
It's so annoying.
Get over it. Why? Fuck.
If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it.
People who care about that aren't watching this.
That's true.
Our audience, I'm betting that
you all watched it and you all loved it.
I'm betting that if you had anything against Bad Bunny performing in Spanish, that you wouldn't be watching our shit.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Well, on the same end, if you didn't watch the halftime show and didn't see Bad Bunny perform, he was incredible.
It was so fun.
It was so fun, so joyous. The highlighting of the local businesses.
Did you see Via's Tacos?
Yes, it was
I love that place.
I
Oh my
love that
God.
place. Like the little local places was
Via's
so
Tacos
exciting.
is the best. I actually was like, oh no, I hope.
It's gonna get busy now.
I know, it's already busy. That's what I was like, oh no, Via's Tacos. But also, yeah, Via's Tacos. So yeah.
The couple who got married.
My rec is Via's Tacos.
Via's Tacos. That's a great.
But
rec.
like, don't fuck it up. Like, don't
Right.
clog the line. Don't clog the line. But that taco place in Highland Park is seriously some of the best tacos I've ever had.
Yeah.
So
We've
good.
got good tacos here.
What's your rec?
My rec for this week, I'm sorry, this is just for people who live in Los Angeles.
Again, mine was too. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, but if you are near Sidecar Donuts and you can get the strawberry dark chocolate malasada that they have this week
I am
for Valentine's
so hungry. I can't believe
Day.
you just said that. You could probably even hear my stomach rumbling as you're saying.
It's so good. Like, just the perfect amount of strawberry. It's real strawberry
Okay.
in there.
You've got me in the car.
It's not too sweet.
Okay, I'm driving.
It's light and fluffy and
Okay, I've already bought it. It's in my mouth. I'm
yeah,
very happy.
it's so good. So Sidecar Donuts, the malasada. Oh,
delicious.
go get it.
Thanks. I love you so much. I'll see you
Love
soon.
you. See you soon. Thanks
Okay,
everyone
thanks,
for
everyone.
watching, listening. You can subscribe on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That
You
would
should
be
do
great
that.
if you haven't
Subscribe
already.
on the Tube, subscribe on Spotify or Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and give us a little comment. We love to read
Yeah.
the comments out loud. So,
Yeah.
what do you like? What do you want more of? What's resonating with you? What are you just obsessed with? It's probably Beck's sultry voice. So tell us.
Yeah, tell us what you like. You know what you
And leave
don't
your
like.
questions.
Yeah.
And we love you so much.
I love you so much.
Mwah.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.